Perfecting my EDC will always be a work in progress, and I want to share with you my current setup. And the great news is that I can put this together for right around $100. So the centerpiece of my setup is this little pouch from a small company called Firm Guards. It's really, really small, smaller than an A7 notebook. As you can see, it's got two mesh pockets and a zippered pocket in the back on this side. I'm not going to go over it too much, but it is just a really great pouch. It's even padded and has got this really nice burnt orange honeycomb lining so you can see your gear very clearly. So I'm just going to start filling it up and just show you what it looks like. I really love this pouch because I can just put it in my pocket and take it to the office or wherever I go during the week. I have other setups for the weekend and other setups that are a little bit more heavy duty for major projects. So I'll go over those in separate videos probably. So let's dive right into it. And I'm going to start with my Wuben G5. So in my EDC philosophy, if you want to call it that, I always like to have some sort of blade, a flashlight, and then some miscellaneous items like a multi-tool or a driver or something like that. So this is the Wuben G5. This is a great flashlight, and I love the design because it fits perfectly in a pouch. Now, cylindrical flashlights, sometimes they get too bulky, and the fact that this one has more boxy design, it's great for a pouch like this. So you just kind of turn it on with the side switch, and you have a pivoting head that rotates 180 degrees, which is nice. And then to adjust the brightness, you have this dial. So you can use that to adjust the brightness, low or high. Also, it has an RGB mode, which is great for signaling, and you can change the colors with the dial as well. So really great flashlight, and this only cost me $20. So I was sent this flashlight by Wuben, but I hope that they're still in stock. But when they launched it about a month ago, they sold out pretty quickly, I believe. So that goes in right here. And I forgot to mention also it has a pocket clip to the side, which you can move to the side if you don't want to use it and have it hidden. So that's a really neat feature. Next, I want to talk about this multi-tool. And this is from Mr. Green. And what this is primarily a nail clipper, which is really great to have around the office. A lot of times I'll check my nails at the office and be like, shoot, I forgot to clip my nails. And when I have this, I can just clip them very quickly and discreetly and be good to go. The other thing is similar to the Victorinox Classic, it's got a pair of scissors, and these scissors work really well, almost as good as the Victorinox, about on par as the Victorinox probably, and they're very sharp. You've got a pen blade right here. And then on the other side, you have a combination nail file, screwdriver, and bottle opener. And it's got a really nice stainless steel design. Yes, it's bigger than a Classic, but I don't really mind it. And it just fits very nicely on this side of the pouch. So that, I believe, goes for around $15. And so I'm just going to keep track of the total. So that just give you an idea that you don't have to spend a lot of money, especially in these days, to get a nice setup that's very practical and useful. Now, next I have, this is a little folding scraper. I don't know if I would call this a pry bar, but it's definitely like a scraper / knife because it does have actually a pretty sharp edge to it. You can break down cardboard with this, open packages with this, cut tags with this. I'm really impressed with it, but you could actually use it to scrape things off with as well as pry things open. And it also has a bottle opener, so I'm doubling up on that, but this is probably a better bottle opener because it is thicker, so it's a little bit more stable. And this one has a liner lock that keeps everything in place, so it folds down into a really nice compact size. Now, this is usually $8, but oftentimes there's 50% off coupons on Amazon, so you can get this down to $4 or $5. So very, very cheap. It's even got a little hole here if you wanted to add a lanyard for extra grip. So that is from a company called, I'm not even going to try to pronounce it, but it's the same company that makes my tactical tweezers, which I guess I'll talk about next. So I'm going to put that in there and talk about my tactical tweezers. So this I have had for almost 2 years, if not longer. I can't remember exactly when I got this. I got this right around $10, and it's great because it does come with the blade. Now, I took the blade out because Unfortunately, this doesn't lock into place. So when it was retracted and I had it on my keychain, it did pop open and I did get cut. So that's why I took the blade out. But the tweezers, I absolutely love the tweezers. When you're not using them, they retract right into this little metal housing right here. And then you push it out to access the tweezers, to pull splinters or pick up tiny screws, whatever you want. And you can see all the wear marks on it. I use these tweezers all the time. And it's just a great little pair of tweezers to have. And like I said, for $10, it's not that much money. And it just goes in right next to my Mr. Green multi-tool right there. So that side is pretty much filled out like that. And then lastly, I've been carrying around, this is kind of one of my newer items is this Crom Mini Ratchet set. This was $20. They sent this out to me to review, and I just did a review of it a few weeks ago. The great thing is most mini ratchets that are pretty much identical to this don't come with this extension. So you get the extension basically for free. And so what you do with this extension is obviously you can put it in here if you wanted to, or use it with the ratcheting head. But it's got these markings right here and a little cutout. So when you line that up with this white dot right here and push it through, you have a T-handle, which is awesome. So I have 1/4-inch bits here that I've been using or carrying with me so I can use it with this ratchet. And it's great. So if you want extra grip or torque, you can just use that as a T-handle. You can obviously use it just as a regular ratcheting head. So if you put the bit on this end, you got a ratchet like this. You can reverse it, and even has a thumb wheel. So if you wanted to screw in something with your thumb, you can just do it like that. So that's really cool. And just the fact that it's so small, comes in at 2 inches and pretty much weighs nothing. That's just a great addition to this little pouch. So I'm just going to put both of those right next to my flashlight. And then these bits I just put in there from a bit set. And I'm just going to put that in the back right here in the zippered compartment. So that's what it looks like when it's all loaded out. And I've been really happy with this setup. And like I said, let's add this up. So the pouch is $35, flashlight's $20, so we're up to $55, another $20 for the ratchet, so $75, $5 for this, so $80, and then $15, so that's $95, and then another $10 for the tweezers, so about $105. Now, there's probably discounts at various times of the year where you can get some of these items for cheaper, so you might be able to get it closer to the $100 price point. And then I'm just going to zip it up and just give you a sense of the size of this pouch. You can see it's a very, very small pouch, and even with items inside, it doesn't get too bulky. So that is my current EDC setup. Like I said, it's the one that I use mainly during the week. Let me know what you think. Are there items that you would include? What do you think of the prices? Is this something that you would find useful? Do you have a setup similar to this? I'd love to know all of your thoughts and comments below. And until the next video, God bless.